Hello, Will here, and today we are in Skyrim, and we will be checking out 3 mods. We're gonna be checking out basically 2 new player spaces or slash homes, and a small little mod that adds in a few retextured armors into the game. So the first one we will be looking at is Recolored Fur slash Forsworn armor by Gorge. Now, I think there's a few other things that are added into it. It's not just the fur armor or just the Forsworn armor. I think he's added in like a couple of items as well. But I've just shortened down the title because it's quite a long title. But of course, this is a oral Gorge mod, so of course we have to start in the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood. I've really, either me or some other modder, or even Oral himself, really needs to create a version of himself that just basically sleeps in this bloody inn. Because I swear, nearly every single mod that I've come across of Orals all start in the Sleeping Giant Inn, apart from they say a few. But they're primarily more NPC kind of based ones. The armors, weapons, they're all in this bloody pub. Someone needs to put all in here. Add Oral Gorge to this pub. Or inn, or whatever the bloody hell you want it. Because they're always bloody here. But anyway, enough about that. We're here to find those armors. And you will find them if you come to basically up to the bar end. And you're looking on the right hand side, in this little chest here, is where you will find the fur armor chest. So we got, how much we got in here? How much we got? As you can see, we got quite a fair bit. Yeah, quite a fair bit. Now, obviously, I can look at some of the tavern clothes and some of the other ones. But yeah, you got tavern. I think there's tavern clothes, ragged trousers, Forsworn armor and fur armor, but I think with the fur he's used a different couple of models just to give a bit of variety, as well as obviously variety in color. It's also variety in look, kind of thing. But right, so I'm gonna grab a couple of each, to sort of get a nice little selection, and then we'll go outside and have a look at them. So, all right.
Oh,
so.
What happened?
Who are you talking to? Oh, right, I thought I... Okay.
What are you doing that for?
Hold on. Yeah, come here. I thought I cleared all these up. Obviously, I missed a body. Right. Now that we've got rid of that, we can now have a look at some of these helmets. So I picked out a few. I've picked out like a little small selection, just to see what, just to show off what there is. So the first one we will look at is let's have a look at this start off with a simple piece of clothing, some blue tavern clothes. So put that. I'm just going to take off the rest of the obsidian armor just whilst I'm at it, and also I'll take off that. Right. Oh, I just want to also take off the arrows. There we go. All right. So here we are. So this is just an example of one of the dresses that you can get. Now, obviously it's based off the tavern dress. It's obviously just been retextured. Yeah, it's not an overly bright in your face blue. It's a nice subtle blue. I like that in the actual sort of like body piece or chest piece or whatever you want to call it, torso piece. I don't know what you would actually call it on a dress. It has a specific name. Corset. I don't know. But that's like, it's a different kind of blue. It's a much darker kind of blue. Yeah, it's not too shabby, Obviously it's going to look weird because it's a completely different texture where that would not normally be on it. But I like how this one works. Alright, so that's it for the dress. What we got next? Next we have the multicolored Forsworn armor. There's two variations of this. There's two different colorations. I'm showing you one of them, but there is a second kind of color variation, which I think it might be a bit more of a vibrant kind of color, as well as it might be obviously slightly different tones. There you go. So if you want to make it look like you're going on some serious ass LSD trip, then there you go. I mean, the gauntlets and the boots don't actually look too bad, because it looks like they got those kind of like pretty little tassels that you get on some. I can't remember which culture or country it is. It could be Brazil. You know, when they got the carnival. Or the carnival, like in Rio de Janeiro, they got the carnivals going on in there. You know, you got all the dancing in the streets and this, that, and the other. And sometimes you see them wearing like very weird boots and like gloves, and they got a lot of weird frilliness to them. If you look it up, you'll probably see what I mean. And it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. The actual armor piece itself, it's I mean, it could be a lot worse. For me, it doesn't work, but that's just for me. I mean, you know, there might be some people there who actually quite like this and are happy with actually how it all looks. But for me, not so much. But you know, if you're looking for something very colourful, there you go. There's a colourful one there for you. Next, we have the pink and purple fur armor. I'm just going to take off those multicolored gauntlets, and there you go. Yeah, it's just basically just like the basic fur armor. So obviously, it's the sort of like in the case of obviously the female model. You know, yeah, it's sort of like the it is the blah 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 blah. I suppose you may as well call it a skirt, because that's basically what it looks like. You know, skirt and mini tank top thing, or bra. I don't know. What the fucking hell are you gonna call it? You know, it's just that, but in like psychedelic pink and purple. You know, very hippie. But it kind of suits Pri as well, because Pri also has the very bright pink hair. So you know, my character, it kind of fits. Alright, and we have already one for this. So next we just got the red ragged trousers. So very similar to literally the fur armor I was just wearing, but instead it's the prisoner armor. Well, prisoner armor, but prisoner clothes. That's what I meant. But in that sort of like kind of like pinky purple tie-dye look. Again, it suits my character Pri because of her bright pink hair. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's nothing crazy. You know, it works fine. There's no like kind of. I think the reason why I didn't like that Forsworn one as much was because it had like, I could see that there were like bits of texture missing and stuff like that. Whereas this one there isn't, or you know, there's no pieces of texture missing or anything like that. So it's the full thing. You know, so it's like full meshed and everything like that. Alright, well that's that one. I think we've got one more. Oh, we've got two more. So we got two different variations on this skimpy one, because people are because people are going to be interested in the skimpy stuff. Because I don't know, the internet these days, let alone certain mods, just full of horny nerds. Alright, so you got the skimpy black fur armor. It's basically like the other one. It's just that the skirt part has obviously been sort of basically shrunk down. So it's, you know, it's more of a mini skirt rather than a long pencil skirt. But apart from that, it's just basically solid black, so there's not really much else to it. I got to think this one I'm not going to like as much, because I can see that there's parts of like where the texture isn't at. So there's going to be bits of this one missing. And as you can see, there's bits of this one missing. Especially at the back. So how this is staying on is beyond me. It's like somebody got a dress, literally cut it in half, just put the front part on, and kept nothing at the back apart from the bit to cover the butt. That's it. Yeah, myself, I don't like this one. It's a bit eh. To be honest, it is a bit eh. But you know, it might be some people's cup of tea, just not my cup of tea. But yeah, so you know, I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to have a look at it yourself. If you think like, yeah, I want to get this some weird looking clothing, why not? You know, there'll be a link in the description for you. But once again, this was Recolored Fur / Forsworn Armour by Gorge. And yeah, that's that one. Right, for the next one, I'm gonna kind of follow in Oral's footsteps, as we do need to actually go back to the Sleeping Giant Inn. But if you can tell by my compass, we just need to go just behind it. So, I'll see you there literally in a second. Alright, and here we are with mod number 2. And this is Goody Goody Gumdrop Valley and Player Home, created by me. So, whilst I was working on... This is how this one came about. Whilst I was working on Shadow Kingdom, I was just, you know, I was posting some like screenshots on the Shapeless Media Discord, like I tend to do now and then. And I basically put up one picture, and it was just basically a picture of Jupiter the Follower shackled up against a wall. You know, in the prisoner shackle, because she was supposed to be being held prisoner. And I decided to put, in there. It's like, I asked a question like, am I evil? And then I believe it was a user called Salty Ninja. I think that was the username. Basically, it's like going, conversation going between a few of the users are just like, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, blah blah blah. And I said that, that my partner Ebony, most of the time, half the time, he keeps on saying that I need to try and do much more happier kind of mods, because a lot of my mods can be a bit depressing, or a bit dark and macabre, or at least not a happy go fun time, and Salty Ninjas basically effectively passively challenged me. She didn't straight up challenge me, she passively challenged me to try and do a mod that was sickeningly sweet and child friendly. And this was that attempt to do a sickeningly sweet and child friendly mod. And I came up with Goody Goody Gumdrop Valley and Player Home. And as you can see, I'll show you on the map side anyway. As you can see, you got Riverwood, and here is the map marker to basically get into Gumdrop Valley. Now, obviously, yeah, it's not the map marker isn't on your map straight away in the ways of being discovered, but it is like that on the map straight away. But it is just pretty simple. You can just come round to the back of Sleeping Giant Inn, and then bosh, there it is. And there you go. Alright, so let's go and have a look in this sickeningly sweet player space. And here we are, in this sickeningly sweet player space. Now, if you've got the same kind of graphics mod that I have, which is the Enhanced Graphics version 5, which tends to basically saturate all the colours, this is going to look a lot brighter. If you don't have one that saturates the colours, it might not be as bright as this, in a way, so the colours won't be as vibrant, but you'll still see all the colours there. But as you can see, we got some weird looking lollipop trees. We got gumdrop bunnies. is it? Gumdrop bunny and gumdrop bunny. So they're gumdrop bunnies. You might have saw a gumdrop deer, and they are actually literally called gumdrop deers. You can't kill the rabbits. You can't kill the deers. It is player friendly. There was supposed to be a rainbow road as well. The road I'm walking on now was supposed to actually be rainbow coloured, but I was having problems with getting this uploaded to be able to be downloaded, so I did have to unfortunately change some of the textures back to their original look. We got the Juniper or the Jazz Bay Tar Bridge. Now, this is not snow. This is ice and sugar. And there you go, gumdrop. There you got the gumdrop deers. Now, these guys are going to be even brighter than what they normally would, because they are based off the glow deer. I mean, they are a bit stupid. I will go into that, they're a bit dumb. But they will glow brighter, because they are based off the glowing deers that you come across in the Forgotten Vale. So they will actually line up and glow when they sort of basically when they want to run from you. Alright, so let's carry on. I mean, the actual player space here is nothing crazy apart from obviously all the crazy colours. But in the ways of what's in it, it's nothing too mental, too crazy. Though it probably would be very, very maddening if you came in here after doing a hit on LSD or something, but you never know. Yeah, we do have magical deer here, though. So you do get magical deer. But, what can you do? It's a magical place, magical deers. But you do also have this horse. It's a gumdrop horse, but he is called Dasher. He is a player horse, and he's about twice as fast as the standard Skyrim horse. But so you get your own bright orange horse called Dasher. And if you just go upstairs, you will get to see that there is the Jazz Bay Manor. With the glass sugar roof. Look at it. That is a maddening roof. It's made out of that weird... You can get some kind of like weird, like sugar glass kind of stuff. It's really weird. And it's just made out of sugar glass. Alright. And we actually got to get back on the stairs. And yeah, and there we go, Jazz Bay Manor. So, this is a fully functioning player home. You know, if you've got the relocate and PC, you can move your family into here, kids, followers, whatever sort of thing. And it is a fully functioning player home. So let's go and have a look in the manor. Alright. Now, obviously, if the outside's a bit too like bright for you and stuff like that, or you know, the colours are a bit like for you, at least the inside is a bit more subdued. The inside, but you know, it's a little bit more subdued, a little bit less sort of like stinging on the eyes. But you know, as you come in, you know, you got down here, you got yourself a boot rack. You've also got a second boot rack up top, but also you can also take some skull clothes if you want to. Now you got this little bit clothing, but you know, you got your boot rack there. Got some basic storage stuff there. Well, you might just saw it, so we're going to address that now. I'm not going to say the elephant in the room because they're not elephants, they're bunnies. So, inside Jazz Bay Manor, there are 6 bunnies, 6 gumdrop bunnies, all with their own names. You have Bonbon, Pumpkin, Gressel, Cherry, Munchkin, and Hansel. Now, all of these rabbits are merchants. They're all merchants and they all sell their own things. Well, the way it's set up is, so say for example, Hansel, the blue one, and Gretel, the purple one, deal with like clothing. I think it's Bonbon and Cherry do sell you stuff like, you know, like the apple dumplings, jazz-bay tarts. You know, they sell the treats basically, or the like, little sweet treats that you can get in the game. And Munchkin and Pumpkin are effectively alchemists, but you don't buy standard potions off them. So, for example, let's speak to Hansel.
Need something?
Right now, they all have their voice. They all have a voice. And as you can see, Hansel. Now Gretel will be selling the exact same stuff. So if you buy anything from Hansel, when you go and speak to Gretel, that the items you've just brought from Hansel will also be missing from Gretel's inventory. You know, you can see you could buy some clothing. Now the main clothing you can buy primarily is like the sort of like the clothing of like nobility, that kind of stuff. But you also got juniper clothes and jazz-bay robes. Now I don't need to buy these to show these off, because if I look over here you go. Now you get a rough idea. Now unfortunately, yeah, these only work. They're only showing the male model, primarily because they're on a mannequin, and I don't think you can really get female mannequins in the game at all, unless you want them to have a human head. Then you can, but then they'll have a human head, but everything else about them will be wooden, so it would look extremely fucking odd. But no, but you get a rough idea. So this one over here is obviously the Jazz-bay, and this one is the Juniper. The main way to tell the difference is that the Juniper's berry texture is a bit more kind of like grey, bluey, kind of grey kind of colour, whereas the Jazz-bay is a bit more purple. And basically that's what Hansel and Gretel sell. Now Bonbon and Cherry, so we're going to talk to Bonbon. Yes, Bonbon.
Take a look.
Alright, now if you go to food, you know, you go to food and you can buy like apple dumplings, boiled green treats, honey nut treats, this, that and the other, sweet rolls. Right, bought sweet rolls. But yeah, you know, but also Cherry also has the same infantry as Bonbon.
Until next time.
Now we got Pumpkin and Munchkin sell potions, but they're not your standard normal kind of potion.
Need something?
And Pumpkin seems to be the old grumpy one of the group.
Take a look.
But right, so Pumpkin and Munchkin will sell you Blueberry Soda, completely restores Magicka. Cherryade, completely restores health. Cream Soda, carry capacity increases by 60 points for 300 seconds. Dandelion and Burdock, which if you've never heard of it before, I'm not surprised. It's a kind of an older style of sweet drink. So there's a good chance you may have not ever heard of Dandelion and Burdock. Fizzy Apple Soda, which completely restores stamina. Oh yeah, and the Dandelion and Burdock is an invisibility potion for 50 seconds. And Tonic Water, which cures all diseases. You know, kind of basically, sometimes tonic water can be put into drinks to make them just a bit more fizzier kind of thing. They'll use it for that kind of stuff as well, just that and the other, you know, to give it a bit of pop, so to speak. And that is basically what Pumpkin and Munchkin sell. But then you can also come over here, you got like a little wardrobe over here, but you've also got your own alchemy lab, you got your own arcane enchanter, you got storage you got cupboard storage as well as a potion shelf, so you can store all your potions in here. And again, a cupboard and enchanting supplies, so you know, soul gems and what have you. Now, if we go over to the let's go over here first, actually. So we got a little bit of decoration to set up here. Hold on. Okay, it's gonna take them. You know, it just got a nice little simple seating area, nothing too crazy, but it's a nice little seating area. You got a picture of Massa and a picture of Secunda. If you're a person who's, if you like the pictures, if you like the moons, you got the moons hanging on the wall. Again, some more bookcases. Oh, come on, sec, Matt. And if you go behind this door, we have one turret with Z mirror. We've got a nice little hot spring bath, which you can use. You just find bathe, click on bathe, and you go sit down in the bath water. Nice warm, steamy bath water. But also in here, you got a cabinet, which in this situation has 4 potions of healing, 4 potions of magicka, 4 potions of stamina, and some paper. Now, obviously, this is a storage unit, so you can actually use this to store stuff in it if you want. But as you can see, if you look actually in there, you got 4. If you look at the both potion shelves, adds up to 4 red potions, 4 green potions, and 4 blue potions. Just to match up with what's inside the thing. Now, they don't disappear off the shelf when you take one out, but it's just a little detail I thought I'll add in, because as you can see, you got the paper in the middle. Alright, so that's in for that. You got an Antiquities Cabinet over here, which there's nothing in there at the moment. I put some of the stuff in there just to display what kind of things you would think about putting in it, in the Antiquities Cabinet. Then, if you go over here, obviously you got your kitchen, you know, so obviously you got your cooking spit, you got your ovens, you know, you got a kitchen cannon with a water jug. You got kitchen cupboards, not just cupboards, they're kitchen cupboards this time. But you've also got some storage of pantries. And if we look in the pantry, we got some butter, honey nut treats, jugs of milk, flour, wheat rolls. And if we look in the other pantry, you know, it's the same kind of stuff. And then both. Bit of storage for all your food and stuff like that. And if we go up, if we go up these stairs, you got an area that's more designed more for your followers than anything else. And you got some bookcases, tra la la. There'll be just the basic storage stuff, some storage on the walls if you want it. It's a couple of beds, and so this area here is designed more for followers. But as you can see, there is primarily only 2 beds, but beds nonetheless. And you can see there are some stairs on this side, and up here is the area that's more designed to be used by children. Now it says bed owned, but that these are owned by the faction that when you adopt a child they fall into. So nobody else can actually sleep here apart from children that you adopt, technically. And they've got a couple of small bookcases themselves, as well as their own little dollhouse, which actually works as storage. But that's the child's room. So the last place is basically effectively is the master bedroom. And here's a little master bedroom. You know, you got some more bookcases, you got storage for your light armor. You got some storage for your heavy armor. Obviously, you got your own little end table, bed, little thing on here. You got your jewelry shelf, the way you can store your jewelry. You got a weapon shelf to obviously store weapons, and another boot rack to store boots. And that's effectively it. I didn't want to go like too crazy with the manor because the outside of this place is already crazy enough. You know, so I didn't want to go too crazy inside. So I wanted to make it. I suppose I wanted to make the inside a bit more subdued and a bit more subtle, a bit easier on the eye maybe, but functional as well. So if you like this, even if you just want to use it just for the house, even if you think the outside part is absolutely bloody hideous, but you think, you know what, I've got a lot of followers, or I'm getting myself a lot of followers, and I'm running out of space in all my other houses I own. Maybe you might think about adding this one in. Or you can think about adding this one if you want, or another one. It's entirely up to you. But if you want to add this one into your mods list, there will be a link in the description below. And once again, this was Goody Goody Gumdrop Valley and Player Home, created by myself. as a result of being challenged. Passively challenged, at least anyway. But right, on to the final mod of this video, which is going to be another player space, but for that, we actually need to go to the Guardian Stones. So I'll see you at the Guardian Stones in a second. Alright, and here we are with the final mod of the video, which is A Piece of Sovngarde by Adovakin81. So what this does, it adds in a player space based off the kind of like architecture and stuff like that you will find in Sovngarde, basically. Now there is a PC and an Xbox version of this as well, but I think for them, I think it says in this mod description that with them you put a ring on to go there and then take it off to come back. But obviously with PlayStation there are some like limitations, so that idea might not quite directly work, or if it can work, obviously Dovakin didn't work out how to do it. But so for the PlayStation version, if you come to the Guardian Stones, and literally just behind the Guardian Stones you'll find this, which takes you to Piece of Sovngarde. So let's go and have a look. And here we are, your own little personal piece of Sovngarde. So it doesn't look like it's multi-layered. I think it's just single layered. But it's a bit, nice big open area. But it's not supposed to be some big ass, deep, ginormous player home that's standing up it. It's just a piece. It's your own little piece of Sovngarde. But it does look like you do get basically the basic things that you need, which is really all you really need. Small player home, really. Now you got your place to store. So Piece of Sovngarde home. Let's have a read of this. To whoever finds my underground sanctuary here, I spent many years recreating Sovngarde sky with magics learnt over time. I only went there once, but it was so beautiful. Secunda and Massa would look beautiful there. I leave to spend my last remaining years with my family and elsewhere. May this home be a safe place for you and your belongings, with all storage and items here. And that's it. Okay. So maybe this was created by a Khajiit. Do you know who created this Sekhmet or Bastet? Your Khajiits? Maybe you know. But yeah. So yeah, it's just basically it is a player space with. It didn't say anything about this in the mod description. So you got Akafia Sword Replica OP. Okay, that's technically actually 1042 damage. So yes, it is a bit OP. Oriel's Bow Replica, another replica, but that's not enchanted. So maybe you get a chance to enchant it yourself if you want. Soul Render, Archon. So a lot of these are just replicas of the actual weapons that you get, but I think possibly their enchantments might be a little bit different, maybe. But yeah, see, it's got a lot of like replicated weapons in here. Some enchanted, other ones not enchanted. Keenan, Nettlebane. So yeah. It's a lot of the much more uniquer looking basically weapons and staffs and stuff like that. But this is replicated. And lucky enough, if you do enchant them, you do obviously get the chance to change their name. So you're not going to suddenly have a staff called Staff of Replica 01. Obviously you can change it, David. I didn't actually know this was actually going to be in there, so, you know, this is fair enough. It's a nice, fair enough addition. You know, but you got your mannequins, you got your weapon plaques. What's in this one then? A metric ton of replica yarn root and replica nets jelly. I don't know why there's replica nets jelly. You could just go and get nets jelly from the netches. But yarn root, I can understand, because you only get it once during the Dark Brotherhood, and that's it. When you got 1,000 of them, 100 of the rest, and £5,000. So not too shabby actually. Here, a load of potions. I could have done with that one for the ages whilst doing Shadow Kingdom, because unfortunately now, Pre is now a vampire. I thought I had more time to cure the disease, but I didn't, and now she's a vampire. So, I gotta deal with all the vampire crap now. Bookcase. Yep. Burn the vampire. The only difference is that for some reason I'm actually at the final stage of vampirism. So you know, I've got the highest amount of weakness to fire and sun damage, but I got the best version of the spells. Yet I do not look like a vampire. That's the thing. I do not look like a vampire, but I am a vampire. So I got to be a very powerful vampire, but still keep her looks, technically. So nobody is none the wiser. Literally, nobody is none the wiser. All your crafting stuff, my god. Dovahkiin 81 is very, very generous. Very, very generous. Apparently. There's another £5,000 in there. But yeah, you know, so you got some of your crafting benches there. You got anvil, grindstone. You got some weapon racks on the walls, oven. Not so generous with the barrels though, but there's another £5,000. Some more storage, cooking, a couple of chairs, some cheese. Share of Gorap here. Mad God? Anyone? No? He's not up there, is he? No. Probably gonna be another 5,000. Yeah. You got there's like a follower bed, workbench, wardrobe, tanning rack. Another £5,000. And another £5,000. Then you got your smelter. You got what is the equivalent of the Skyforge. A ton of replica clothing. Actually, that's what I need to check out. Oh, no, there you go. I'm wearing it. I'm all good. Yeah, I'm not going to be wearing that. I'm wearing Oral's one for the time being. So yeah, so obviously you got a bunch of replica armors and stuff like that in there. So yeah. Anyone got a table? No. Alright. So yeah. You know. Yeah, it's not the most decorated out. You know, it does feel a bit more empty than full. But you know, you get what you need. You get the basics for doing all your crafting and stuff like that. You get a lot of stuff to help you at the beginning if you're using this at the beginning. So you can just cheat your way to get a whole load of stuff, which is fair enough if you starting the game for the 50th time. You know, it's a nice little bonus. But yeah, I mean, I like how it looks. It looks very nice. I like that they definitely have used the right kind of sky. The lighting's done very well. You know, the atmosphere is done very well. There's just two things I would do that you know haven't been done here. One is obviously add some music, or if there is, for some reason it's not playing on mine at the moment. So I don't know if the game's just bugged, or if the audio in the game on that part is just bugged out, or if it has been left without any music. And is there any ambient? Is there any acoustic? Oh, I don't think there's an acoustic space in here, but that's not a problem. But yeah, it's just add music, unless of course for some reason it's bugging on mine. And the only other thing I would do is maybe just decorate it a little bit more, and not so much around the outside, because around the outside is where you got all your crafting stuff, so you don't really need to do a lot there. Worry about that. But but just spin in the middle bit a little bit. But that's just me. I mean, if this is all that Doberkin81 wants to do, then that's all that Doberkin81 does. It's as simple as that. But apart from that, that's the only two things I would do. It's just spin in the middle bit a little bit with just a bit more decoration, just so it's a bit more filled out. Or hell, even just move this to like over here or something. And then where obviously it's getting a bit darker in here, is maybe change the flooring around this part a little bit. It just depends on how the walls and if the walls are connected to the floors, or if the floors are a separate thing. And just turn the central bit into a swimming pool or something. And then there you go. Just so it's something that's there rather than just a big open space. But apart from that, I wouldn't change anything else. But it still looks very good. Especially with like how they've done the lighting, and like you can see all like the dust and fog and mist rolling in from the outside kind of thing. That looks really good. So nice design work there. But right, so if you want to add this to your game, I will leave a link in the description below. And if I remember, I will also leave a link for the Xbox and the PC version. I just don't know if the PC version is also on the Bethesda site, or if it's only on like the Nexus or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll have a look, if I remember to have a look, anyway. But yeah, if I do, they'll be in the description below as well. So you can add it into your game, just in case if you're not actually playing on PlayStation, or you have it on multiple versions, whatever, kind of thing. But right, so if you like this video, please remember to leave a like, and why not, subscribe to the channel as well. You can see what else I've been doing. But also just recently started doing I don't know what the hell you're doing, Willow. What the hell are you doing? God only knows what that woman's doing. But I've also just started doing a series with me doing work on the creation kit. I'm building another mod. It's a collaboration mod. Not so much with another modder, but it's someone who actually who tends to watch stuff on my channel. They're on my Discord, blah blah blah. So we're doing a collaboration kind of a thing, and I'm doing a video series as I'm building the city that they are directing. And whilst I'm building it, I'm also sort of kind of basically explaining some of the basics of what you could do with a creation kit, how certain things in the creation kit work, this, that, and the other. La la la. So it's almost like a tutorial series, but with a slight little twist on it, basically. So if you're interested in learning how to do creation kit stuff, but you're not entirely sure, and you've tried to watch other tutorial videos and you think they're a bit boring because it's just plain simple, oh, you put that there, you do this with that, rah, rah, and you put stone on hole, kind of thing, la la la, it's a bit Neanderthalish, archaic kind of style. You can try my ones out if you want. Bear in mind, they are a bit long, so, but I try and keep it going, so it doesn't get too boring, hopefully. But yeah, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can check that out as well. You can also check out what other mod reviews I've done, this, that, and the other, la 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 la. If you've got any suggestions for any other mods you want me to have a look at, let me know in the comments below. I've pretty much given up on Discord and Twitter. Screw Twitter. Discord. Oh, I mean, yeah, I've got my Discord running. there's a link in the channel banner or in my about page on my channel. So you can click on that and it will take you to my Discord. You can also make suggestions to mods to me on there, but probably what would be easiest for you is just to put it in the comments below, but more than likely. But right, so with all that said and done, it's time for me to get out of here. Until the next time, I'm messing up my own bloody outro here. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you all later.